YouTube, what's up? We got quite a bit going on today, but before we get started I just want to give you a few updates and stuff. We got some new projects coming. I think I mentioned that. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you know. And also, if anybody wants an arch, let me know somehow. This one's getting stained. This beautiful brownish color, more specifically dark walnut, but it looks really good. So if anybody wants an arch for their garden or a wedding or anything like that, let me know. And next we have coming soon, Leveler kit install on a 2016 F-150. So keep your eyes open for that. We're going to be doing several things on that truck in the future. And yeah, so just keep your eyes open for that. But anyways, today we are working on this 2012, I believe it is, Ram 2500 Hemi 5.7 liter, and we are doing the famous exhaust manifold. She's ticking pretty good when she starts up cold, so we're gonna get that fixed today. We're doing the passenger side one. I don't know, it's hard to see right now, but I'll put a light on that after. But anyways, let's get going today. We'll get this thing lifted up on the hoist and start tearing it apart and show you what you have to do to change an exhaust manifold on here. And I guess we'll see what else the day brings today, but I know it's going to be another busy day. That's why I haven't been able to make many videos, but we'll get started, and thanks for joining. Alright, so first step, you want to remove that fender liner, inner fender. And to do that, looks like you need a couple 8mm, get the mud flaps off, and up around the fender there, and yeah, that's about it. Some on the top, and then clip focus, a clip in the back there. Oh my goodness, that little guy there. And then from underneath. But just looking at the way this truck's sitting, I might put it down and move it forwards a bit. This is a asymmetrical hoist, so it's different than a regular one. So they say 30% of the vehicle in the front, 70% in the back. But sometimes I question that. But it seems to be doing okay. And it's really cold outside today and gloomy, and it's raining, and it feels like minus 30. I don't know if you can tell, but I have like 2 jackets on, so I'm always cold. But we'll get this going anyways. Contemplating closing the doors though and turning on the heater, I'm so cold. But we'll get going with this. And we're just doing the passenger side one on this one. I don't know if I mentioned, so we'll get that started. Alright, so we got that fender liner out. So there was a couple extra clips holding it in. But you can probably kind of see that in the video. Anyways, there's the exhaust manifold in here. And you had to push this clip out. That's the one that I was trying to show on the camera. So we got to pull this shield off now, and then the studs and bolts will be exposed. We got to get this bolt out here, and this bottom one there. And we got a bolt hardware kit too, just in case, because these studs are known for breaking and stuff. So hopefully we don't have to extract any today. But I guess we'll start pulling it apart and see how it all goes. I'll try and give a good view of everything if I can. So a little bit hard sometimes. But we'll see what we can do. We'll spray everything down with penetrating fluid first so it goes a little easier. And we'll get going on that now. Alright, so we got those two bolts out. Tools you need, I forgot to mention. 14mm socket, a swivel, bunch of extensions, impact or ratchet, and possibly just some channel lock pliers to hold that nut if it's not going to stay still. These bolts weren't seized, which was good, so they came right out. Those are out. Next is a couple 10mm nuts. Whoops. 10mm nuts holding that shield over the exhaust manifold. So we'll work on getting those out now. I don't know. It's going to be kind of hard to get a camera in there, but I'll try. So I was going to pull this one out. I grabbed it. I guess that stud is broken. So hopefully it's not broken right off flush with the head, which it looks like it's gonna be. Fun. Guess we gotta extract some bolts today. Oh well. There's one more bolt on the bottom though, but I don't think I'll be able to see that, so. There we go, we got that shield off. It was actually 4 nuts. You can see this broken stud here, so hopefully it's not too deep. And then 4 little 10mm nuts. And if you do have to do this, it's a lifesaver to have a 10mm swivel ratchet wrench. That made it so much easier and faster because it's hard to get a ratchet in there and maneuver it around. So now that's off. So far I only see one broken stud there. So hopefully the other bolts all come out. And we'll have to see if this is actually cracked or if it just needs new bolt studs and a gasket. So I guess we'll start pulling it off and see. To pull it off, those are 12 or 13. And there's 1, 2 bolts on the top. And 1, 2, 3 on the top because that one's broken. And that one on the middle there. And then on the bottom, there's a couple more, but I'll tell you exactly once I get it all off and see. That exhaust manifold off, and you can't tell on here, but this was leaking here. It doesn't look like the exhaust manifold's actually cracked, so we won't have to replace that. We'll just have to get a new gasket. You can see it's been leaking there, it's black. That's the only cylinder that was leaking. This gasket does pull off of this shield. Unless, no, the new one comes with that actually, sorry. So we will put this off, we'll just clean this all off, make sure everything's flat. You can see the cylinder that it was leaking from. And of course, that's the cylinder with the broken stud. So at least that's kind of the best location there for removal purposes. So I guess we will have to start extracting that. See if we can drill a little hole in there, get an easy out in there or not. Otherwise we'll have to use another method, but we'll start basic and see what we can do there. I guess we'll set up the tripod and do that. But back to this, it's 13mm. The studs that the shield bolts onto, they're 13mm. You need a little bit of a deep socket for that, a ratchet wrench. And then the other bolts in between, like for there and there, they're all 10 mils. So, but once again, you really want these ratcheting swivel wrenches. It makes your life so much easier. So if you don't have them, get them, use them, and you won't regret it. So we'll start extracting that stud. Well, that went way better than most of these stud extractions ever go. Probably because I'm filming it, it decided to go good. But that came out really good actually. What I was doing there is using a center punch, or just a punch to kind of punch like a little divot in the center of the bolt. Well, not really the center, but as close as I could with that angle and stuff. And try not to hit the camera. But anyways, as doing that stuff, the drill bit was sitting there. And that obviously worked. So we drilled a little hole with the reverse drill bit. And then we used that left-hand extractor. You can see... this camera doesn't like to focus. But it worked really well anyways. This bolt wasn't too seized in there. I know I wasn't really using a proper tool at the end. But... it came out anyways, which is good. So now we'll get this mating surfaces all cleaned up, get the new gasket, the new bolts and hardware, and put that back together. But that's going way better than we expected so far, so we won't complain. We'll get it all cleaned up and start putting it back together. Alright, so we got the gasket coming from Lethbridge Dodge after lunch here. So while we wait, I gotta pull an engine out of Dakota tonight or tomorrow. I'm selling that. So we gotta pull that truck out to the front. So while we wait for those parts, we'll just get this air tank set up. Then we'll go out to the back of the quad, get the tires pumped up and get it ready to pull out here so we can pull that engine out later. Back from lunch and the parts showed up. We've got a genuine Mopar exhaust manifold gasket that we're going to put on. So, I looked up the torque specs for this exhaust manifold and they say 18 foot-pounds, which doesn't seem like too much, but we'll get it all cleaned up and start putting it on. So I'll just start cleaning it up. We got the exhaust manifold and the head cleaned up. I don't know if you can see, but I cleaned up pretty nice. Just use little razor blades that are really sharp and it cleans them up really good. Oh yeah, when you put this gasket on, there's two slotted holes here. One in the second bolt hole, and this end one here is slotted so you can put two bolts in the head holding the gasket on, and then kind of click this in place and make sure it's all smooth and cleaned. So 18 foot-pounds is 13 and 10 mils. So we'll get that going on, and we also got a new hardware kit here. From Dorman. They have lots of really good like OEM replacement parts, so got all the bolts and the nuts for the shield and everything, so we'll start putting this on now. So this is how it is here. You can't really see it from here, but we do have a bolt in the bottom there. And then We have that one bolt in the end there that's slotted, and the exhaust manifold slides in there. And the gasket in behind there, just like that. So we will get the rest of the bolts in there and torque it up to 18 foot-pounds. And then tighten up the exhaust pipe here to the manifold and get it all torqued up. So we'll show you the rest. So this is how it is here. You can't really see it from here, but we do have a bolt in the bottom there. And then, you can see it here. We have that one bolt in the end there that's slotted, and the exhaust manifold slides in there. And the gasket in behind there, just like that. So we will get the rest of the bolts in there and torque it up to 18 foot-pounds. And then tighten up the exhaust pipe here to the manifold and get it all torqued up. So we'll show you the rest now. Alrighty, so we got that all torqued up to spec. We got that heat shield back on and the Y pipe bolted back on. Memory card ran out of room, so I didn't get to finish filming it, but that's that. So all torqued up, 18 foot-pounds they say, and a little shield, I don't know, snug. So we just got to put the fender liner back in, the inner fender, and start it up, see if she's quiet. So, put her back. Finished that Ram truck, and it sounds a million times better than when it came in. Now we're back to this Mitsubishi. I put a little video on, I think it was yesterday, on Instagram about these bushings and how bad they were. Here, I'll show you again. And the other side's even worse than this side. So that's what we're replacing on here today. This side and the other side are both shot. So we got the bushings in. Not sure. We'll change these. Looks like it's probably 18 or 16 and 18 or something. But we'll get that, spray some penetrating fluid on those bolts and pull that apart and put those new bushings in for now. We got that bushing out and it is completely gone. It's separated, so we got to press out the old sleeve out of here and put the new ones back in. So we'll work on that now. Well, the bushings are on order for Tuesday since Monday's a holiday, so that kind of sucks. I guess they sent the wrong bushings. So we're just gonna put it roughly kind of back together. Just put the bolts through there and the tires on just so that we can push it out of the shop until Monday. And then out of that lean, mean green machine. We gotta pull that engine out of that Dakota. And we might get that tonight, or might not. But there's no transmission in there, so it'll be a lot easier to pull that out. So we'll probably get to that today too. Hey guys, so thanks for watching today. I don't know if we're gonna do much more. It's just been a long day and we got stuff to do tonight. So anyways, thanks for joining us today. I just want to say thanks to everybody for supporting us so far and watching the videos and subscribing. Really appreciate it. And stay tuned, we have lots of stuff coming, and might even have a surprise this weekend or go on a road trip or something. So stay tuned, thanks for watching, have a great day.